The year was 1944, and the world stood on the precipice of chaos. World War II raged on, and the United States, alongside its allies, faced the daunting task of liberating Europe from the iron grip of Nazi Germany. Amidst this tumult, a young soldier named Jack Whitman found himself on the shores of Normandy, France, in an operation destined to be known as D-Day. Jack was a farm boy from Kansas, raised on stories of freedom and the sacrifices made to preserve it. When the war began, he felt a call stronger than any he had known. The decision to enlist was not easy. His mother wept, and his father, a World War I veteran, placed a trembling hand on his shoulder, saying, "Fight for what's right, son, but come back home." As the Higgins boat lurched toward the beach, Jack gripped his rifle, sweat and seawater stinging his eyes. Around him were men of all walks of life, miners, teachers, mechanics, bound together by duty. The air was thick with fear and determination as the ramp dropped, revealing a hellscape of machine gun fire, explosions, and chaos. Jack leapt into the water, the icy waves tugging at his uniform. The beach was a cacophony of screams, orders, and the relentless chatter of enemy guns. His squad leader, Sergeant Miller, barked commands, urging them forward. Jack's heart pounded as he scrambled for cover, the weight of his pack and rifle nearly overwhelming him. Amid the chaos, Jack's training kicked in. He fired his weapon, dragging wounded comrades to safety and pressing forward despite the terror that gripped him. Hours felt like days, but by nightfall, the beach was secured. Jack sat in a makeshift trench, his hands trembling as he wrote a letter to his family. "We made it through today," he wrote, "but I'm not sure how. Pray for me." The weeks that followed were a relentless push through occupied France. Jack's unit faced ambushes, sniper fire, and the constant threat of death. Yet, amidst the horrors, there were moments of humanity. In a liberated village, an elderly French woman offered Jack and his squad fresh bread and wine, her gratitude shining through the language barrier. It was a reminder of what they were fighting for, not just to defeat an enemy, but to restore hope. By December, Jack's unit found themselves in the Ardennes, bracing for what they hoped would be a quiet winter. Instead, they were thrust into the Battle of the Bulge, a desperate German counteroffensive. The cold was a brutal enemy in its own right. Frostbite claimed as many lives as bullets. Supplies were scarce, and the men huddled together for warmth, their breaths visible in the frigid air. During one particularly brutal engagement, Jack found himself cut off from his unit, lost in the dense forest. As he stumbled through the snow, he encountered a young German soldier, no older than himself. Both raised their weapons, but neither fired. There was a moment of silent understanding, two men caught in the machinery of war, yearning for home. Slowly, they lowered their guns and parted ways, each disappearing into the white expanse. The war dragged on, but the tide was turning. By April 1945, Jack's unit crossed the Rhine River, pushing into Germany. The sight of concentration camps liberated by Allied forces left an indelible mark on Jack. The horrors he witnessed steeled his resolve, reminding him that their fight was just. On May 8, 1945, Victory in Europe Day was declared. Jack stood amidst the ruins of a German town, the weight of the past year heavy on his shoulders. He thought of the friends he had lost, the lives forever changed, and the sacrifices made. Yet, he also thought of the joy on the faces of liberated families, the laughter of children who no longer had to hide, and the gratitude of